What is it to be homeless? Being homeless is not just living on the street or the stereotype of begging for money from strangers. Homelessness is having one's well-being, justice, desires, and dreams stripped away. It is not only not having the opportunity to have proper hygiene, shelter, a proper meal, clothing, and a bed to sleep on. And some of society thinks homeless people are dirty, but in reality, many are meek at heart. You may ask, what is a homeless person? They are human beings like us, but simply lacking opportunities, like sharing love from a family, laughing with family, or going to a party with friends. Homelessness is an extreme form of poverty. Homeless people can experience hunger, and they can experience illness and injuries. Causes of homelessness can be due to a lack of housing, family problems, financial problems, domestic violence, and addiction to drugs and alcohol. Life can then become more difficult to adapt to in this big world. Every human needs to survive, but unfortunately homeless people cannot reach a high level of comfort and may be just barely surviving. Homeless people may deal with a tough, hungry, and cold life, but it does not stop everyone from making their heart happy. Some homeless people own an instrument they play on the streets to earn some money. That is their form of survival and the power of music. Some homeless people may have a conversation with a random person on the street just to have some human interaction, and many will do whatever they can to live a little longer. Why does homelessness happen in Toronto? The main reason for homelessness in Toronto is the economy and the housing market. The cost of rent has significantly increased in recent years, while affordable housing has decreased. This leaves many people living below the poverty line, unable to find a place to rent while still being able to afford to live. The majority of shelter users do receive an income from Ontario Works or Ontario Disability Support Program, but find it is not enough to survive off in Toronto. The disconnect between social assistance rates and Toronto rent prices is undeniable. The rate of Ontario Works for a single person is approximately $700 a month, while the cost of a bachelor apartment in Toronto is nearing $1,000. What's worse is that there's only a 1.6% vacancy rate for private housing in Toronto, which leaves many people struggling to even find a place, whether they can afford it or not. We are far away from having enough subsidized geared-to-income rental units. In Toronto, there are nearly 200,000 people waiting for a unit, with an average wait time for a two-bedroom unit being 8+ years. What's more is that there are systemic social issues that contribute to people not having a high enough income and therefore at risk of becoming homeless. There's a surprisingly high amount of people who identify as Indigenous who are homeless in Toronto, making up 16% of the homeless population, while only making up 1% of the general population. What can we do about homelessness in Toronto? There are many ways and things we can do as individuals and as a community to help homelessness, such as volunteer at shelters and community centers, give back time or money, create starter kits for basic necessities to attend job interviews, acknowledge the homeless, consider your vocabulary, educate yourself to let go of biases and unconscious biases, protest, fight, and speak up for affordable housing, advocate for the homeless, refer and create more resources for individuals experiencing homelessness. Some people may think when it comes to helping, it must always involve some sort of financial aspect, but it doesn't have to. Your time and effort can go a long way and make a big impact. We feel social work isn't just working with someone individually, but it's also getting involved and giving back to the community. Another form of helping with homelessness is to take action and help before it gets to the point of someone actually experiencing the consequences of being left without a home. Getting support from mental health hospitals, shelters, schools, and correctional facilities are all little things that can be done to get someone the help they need. There are programs that people can partake in that give physical support and strength to keep them going. This is how we can make a change in our community. A few examples of how to prevent homelessness are increasing affordable housing, anti-discrimination policy, income support, family mediation, rent supplements, emergency funds, legal advice, and representation.